Imagine getting nearly 3,000 inbound calls in about 4 months. Plenty of local service businesses, plumbers, electricians, HVAC are perfectly capable of delivering top-notch service. But the real issue, they're not being seen enough. They've got a visibility problem, and because of that, they don't have a steady flow of new customers coming in. I'm Javier, co-founder of Map Ranking, and if your experience feels anything like this, stick around, because in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how we helped a local business in California go from inconsistent demand to roughly 2,700 new calls plus about 500 call requests in just 4 months. And at the end, I'll lay out clear, concrete bullet points showing you the exact strategy we follow. But more important than the numbers I just shared is why it happened and how this applies to almost any local business out there. What you're about to see applies to electricians, HVAC, plumbing, roofing, contractors, any local business that depends on local demand. So let's jump into the story. Once again, out there are a lot of businesses capable of delivering amazing perfect service. And that was the case here. This business had the team, the capacity, and the quality of work. They had it all. But their problem was they couldn't control when the phone rang. So they didn't need more random traffic, they needed predictable book jobs. When demand is random, you can't really plan hiring, you can't plan inventory, and you end up taking low quality jobs just to stay busy, right? When we audited their local presence, we saw a common pattern. They were visible but only in a small radius. So if someone searched near their shop, they showed up. But when searching a few miles away, they disappeared. That meant some weeks were busy and some weeks were slow, and they had to rely almost entirely on paid ads to fill in the gaps. So at the beginning, we didn't chase tiny ranking tweaks. We started with the basics, fixing their Google foundations. Categories, services, content, trust signals, and website connection. Then once we expanded their rankings in their main area, we aggressively opened new locations in other parts of the city, being careful not to overlap those service areas. That way we ensured broader coverage in key parts of town. The owner said it best.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Peter from the Wrap Shop. The struggles that we were encountering in our business before that is the time, right? The time that as a business owner, we don't have to do the SEO, running the ads.
Running a local business takes all your time. They couldn't spend hours learning Google or social media. They were out getting the job done. SEO and that local business profile expansion strategy weren't everything. We also took over the Google Ads account. As you see in this dashboard, they invested more than $13,000 over 4 months, and they got 257 conversions at 53 each. Now for us, a conversion is a qualified lead, either a call over 60 seconds or a valid call request. Just to give you perspective, in 2025, the average cost per lead in this industry was around 120, and this is based on third-party sources and not just Google data, meaning the campaign performance was really great. By the way, I wanted to pause and share this. The game is changing fast. We have a video explaining the change in Google's mobile search layout and the opportunity it creates for businesses that move first. So check the description below. We left the link there for you. I like to think of ads like a volume knob. Need more work? Turn it up. Too busy? Turn it down. Assuming the campaigns are well executed, of course. Google Ads are flexible and direct. So our strategy here was rather simple. We targeted hyper-local, high-intent transactional keywords to capture demand. So if Google showed an ad on the top spot, we wanted to be there, and we aim to be on the organic spot as well. So we cover both fronts. And for areas where the Google business profile weren't dominating, we targeted them aggressively with ads. In other words, we ensured they showed up where it mattered, both on paid and organic fronts. But let me tell you, what made this work long term was consistency, weekly improvements, real partnership.
I just want to get on here and give thanks to Map Ranking, Alex, Javier, the whole team. They've been helping us for the past, I'm going to say year or so now. A couple of things that I like about them is that they were there, every single week when we met and be able to create those pictures, those videos to running the ads on Meta, on Facebook, on Google. And it's just been amazing working with them. And I can't just wait to recommend them.
And the partnership thing is key. We assign a dedicated account manager to every client. We meet with them every month on video call to review your goals, what move the needle, like real numbers, calls, quotes, book jobs, and what we're doing next. So no guessing, no jargon, just clear direction and next steps. I can't stress this enough. This works because it is a partnership, and when clients stay involved, they trust the process and they follow the strategy. That's when we see businesses truly grow and succeed. Well, out of those 2,700 phone calls I mentioned earlier, almost 700 were missed. That means hundreds of people were potentially reaching out to hire, but they couldn't get through. That's not just a missed call, that's money and opportunities slipping away. But more importantly, it is a sign that business was growing and demand was real. So we knew this because every client we work with gets a lead management system. It helps them track calls, record conversations, review what happened, and follow up with the customers in a simple, organized way, so fewer jobs fall through the cracks. Let's summarize this strategy in a few bullet points. Fix the foundations first. Optimize Google Business Profile basics, categories, services, content, trust signals, and website connection. Then expand market coverage. Move beyond one location by opening additional non-overlapping service areas to show up across the city. Then own both paid and organic, so show up in top Google ad positions and organic map results, whatever customers are searching for, right? Then use ads as a control lever. Run hyperlocal, high-intent Google ads to capture demand and control call volume. Then track and manage every lead. Use call tracking and a lead management system to record calls, review missed opportunities, and improve follow-ups. Then stay consistent and improve weekly. Make ongoing adjustments instead of set it and forget it. Then work on a real partnership. Get a dedicated account manager, monthly strategy calls, clear goals, real numbers, and next steps. This strategy worked incredible for this client, but let's be real. Every business is different markets, competition, services, and setups. What worked for them might not be exactly what works for you. But that's what we're here, right? To figure out what's right for your business and your market. If you want to see what would work for you, book a free strategy call. We'll dive into your business, and if we're not the right fit, we'll tell you upfront. And if we are, we'll team up and start moving toward real growth.